I'm going to hit the record button here because we are going to record this for later posting on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff Wakeman. I am the Director of Student Development, and we have a decent sized crowd here. I'm going to ask Lauren if she can to monitor the chat and the waiting room for me, because once I screen share, since I am recording, I'm going to block my entire screen. There is a moment where I'm going to ask you to turn off your camera and do some stuff for me. So if you have any weird things in your background you want to hide, we're not going to shame you on it, but feel free to put away that laundry basket or whatever's behind you. So let me go to the screen share here. All right. There we go. So anyway, we are here this morning to talk about virtual programming and virtual programming 101, and really just talking about the newfound predicament that we have ourselves, which is trying to do programs through an electronic communication device, which is definitely not what we're used to. So I will say that this is a lot of uncharted territory, and we're not really sure what's going to stick to the wall and what isn't. I do also want to mention that this is part of a larger officer training. So if you're around in about an hour, we're going to finish this up really quick. We're going to pass it over to Joe Thompson, who's going to talk about motivating members in a digital world.
It's me.
Oh, no, it's you, Lauren. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's Joe this afternoon.
Nope.
So we're also going to be repeating this program later tonight at 7 p.m. I might be at my house at that point, but I am in the office now. As you can see, we have a whole week long of events, and every day at noon we have Advisor Ask Me Anything. So you can find all the links for all of these programs inside the Osprey Hub. Obviously you already found it, but if something comes up and you just have a question for us about any topic at all on the planet, we have a Zoom set up noon to 1 where we're all just going to be hanging out waiting to say hi. So let's talk about how we're feeling. All right. My son, who is 12 years old, loves every single Kermit meme on the planet. And I think right now there's a lot of people in the student world who are kind of panicking. They have 3 different conditions. I have, what the hell are we going to do? Nobody's going to come, and we should just give up. And I think that's what Kermit's yelling right now, because we're dealing with a new reality. We don't know who's going to be interested in online programs. We don't know if virtual programs are going to be exciting or enticing. We don't know how many students are going to be on campus looking to have an in-person event, or from afar trying to view programs through Zoom. So we know there's a lot of people who are, maybe a little concerned about what's going on. So this list here is basically how we're going to talk about events today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to learn to relax. The market exists. From March on, we had some online programs, and we're going to talk about what's worked and what hasn't worked, and why we think online programs are going to happen and are going to be good. We're going to talk about doing good programming, because good programming is good programming, whether it's online or in a virtual world or in real life. We're going to talk about some good technology that's out there. We're not going to get too deep into how to run the technology, but we are going to cover some of the big ones. I'm going to talk about innovating and replicating. So a lot of times we're trying to figure out what to do, and sometimes we're trying to decide between striking a new path and doing something that has been done in the past. Well, I'm going to show you how to do both. We're going to talk about marketing. Marketing online programs is more important, but also easier, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, than in-person programs. And we're going to end it with some new realities, some of the new things that we just need to know about. So hopefully you're not panicking, because right now I'm going to have everyone turn on your cameras. There's no shame in your background, but we need to take a moment and relax. So there's a bit of an icebreaker, because if we were doing this at real live officer training, we would have done some kind of icebreaker. So I want everyone to give a nice yoga pose of peace and enlightenment, realizing that I can't see you yet. So, you can see yourself maybe. Strike that pose. I'm going to unshare. I'm going to put it on grid view so that way we can see everybody, and we're going to say hi. All right? Everybody ready? Everybody thinking Zen, thinking about a little peace. All right, I'm going to hit the stop share button. Oh, I don't see any cameras open. I'm going to do my pose. Lauren, I see your pose. Rebecca, I see your pose. Is that Emma? Emma's getting a little prayer going on this morning. Anyone else want to share their pose? Danielle, I know you were on earlier. Nope. Oh, we got Renee. Renee's giving a little peace sign. Addison or Bruce, do you want to join us? It's okay if you don't. We're going to go back to the presentation. Great. Thank you, everyone. Right back to sharing so no one can see you. Here's the idea, everyone. We're going to be okay. Zen will be upon you. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to make sure we're in a good time frame. And sometimes we need to get up and move. So yes, I'm forcing you to have fun this morning. Let me advance the slide here. There we go. So it's very important. I'm old. I've been in the student activities game since 1991 when I graduated high school and I went to my freshman year of college and I joined the activities board. And I have been through a series of people trying to, universities and colleges trying to change how programming works. And at every point along the way, the naysayers said, this is not going to work. People aren't going to come to programs anymore. And you may have heard of some of these. I know that some of the people around the table who have been in the student activities game a long time, they may have heard this before. Oh, we need to create more diversity program. Oh, but nobody with the diverse students will come. Then everyone figures out the food is better. And now some of the most popular events are the programs about diversity. In the 90s, it was all about alcohol. We have to fight the students. They're getting too drunk. We need to do programs at night on a Friday night. But if there's no alcohol, who's going to come? We put programs on and people showed up. In the late 80s, it was weekend programs. No one is here on the weekends, so we're not going to do weekend programming. So nobody stays on the weekends. So we're not going to do any weekend programming because why waste our money when nobody's here? You know what? We did weekend programming and people showed up. And as it built and as it became cool, more people spent the weekend. Okay, I'm going to really date myself here. When I was in college, they put cable in the dorms. All right. And everybody freaked out. Well, nobody's going to leave the dorm. They're not going to come to the program. They said this about the internet. They said it about cable. They said it about gaming systems like the original PlayStation. All right. You know what? People still came to events. We started holding things like Madden tournaments and people came. All right. So now we're in this virtual physical distancing world, not social distancing. We're not removing ourselves from having friends. We're removing ourselves from being in front of each other as much. And everyone's saying the same thing. No one's going to tune in. We can't do what we always did. Well, until we figure out what people want, we're right. We can't do what we've always done. That's okay. We'll figure it out. So, meme time. I always have memes in my programs. Well, this is how everybody's been living since March. They're alone. They're bored. They've watched everything on Netflix twice. They're really desperate for some new programming. So we're going to give it to them. We don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to give it to them. So relax. We got this. There's people out there who want to go to your programs. The market is soft. You're not competing against bars that are open, concerts that are happening. You know, you're not competing against a lot of public events. You're also not competing against whatever you did last year and the year before. The slate is clean. Anything you come up with is going to be innovative because we're in a new world. The funds are in place. In case you haven't heard, at Stockton University, the Student Senate did not get any reduction in funds. So your clubs have the money. The student entertainment team has money. The UBSS has money. The accounting club has money. All those clubs, the money is there. This is a great thing. We're ready to try anything. Us in student development, we're excited. We are scratching our head saying, what's going to be the next cool thing? And we're going to try it. Best part is no one is going to be mad if you try something new and it doesn't work. Today is the first day I ever put a YouTube video on a Zoom call. Did it work? I don't know. Did it sound good? I don't know. I tried it. And that's the important thing. We're trying new things. All right, before I move on to the next section, I'm just going to say, shake it out. Everybody feeling good? Anybody got any questions? Cool, we're going to keep on moving along. Look, this slide could have been in any officer training any year. Good programming is good programming. You have a mission of your club or organization. If you look back to your mission of your club or organization, your goals, that's the kind of programs you should be doing, right? It has nothing to do with the virtual world. But looking back at the mission of your group, there is only one group on campus who has that mission. And there are new ways that you can still deliver that mission. If you refocus back on your mission, it can actually liberate you, because you're not just doing food and music, food and music, food and music. Why? Well, we did food and music last year, so everyone expects food and music. Honestly, not everything needs to be a party, okay? And I know that sounds boring, but sometimes refocusing and making sure that you're delivering the messages that your club wants to do, whether that be career enhancement or learning a trade or playing a game or, learning about social justice. Sometimes we got to put our serious pants on. And this new environment is great for the serious pants. Next, I want you to think about, what is the audience's goals? Why are they coming to your events? Why do they like the events in the past? Are they trying to meet like-minded people? Are they trying to learn something? Are they trying to socialize? Are they coming to sing or dance or play or perform? Well, this is where I say everything can be a party, okay? If they were coming to hang out before and talk, you should make sure at your event you have time to hang out and talk. If you used to be able to pass the microphone around and let everyone take a shot at singing, then you should have a chance for everybody to sing at your programs. All right? Think about it that way. What did they used to like? And how can we deliver that in that new world? Best part is, deliver what they can't get anywhere else. What makes your organization you? If you're the Disney Association, if you're the UBSS, if you're the Dynamic Desi, if you're the Indian Dance Club, you have a specific thing that makes you different, all right? Here's the best thing. Local knowledge and local connections. You are the only one on the entire internet, in the entire planet, that has all the connections you have. You know faculty members. You know cool people like Jeff and Lauren and Renee and all of us StuDevers. You know your parents. You know the people you work with. You know the people around Stockton. And you also can connect those people anywhere in the world through the technology. Quick story, my wife, who is a faculty member in hospitality, she has a class where all she does is she brings in people from the hospitality industry once a week, and they come in and they talk about their business or what they do. And then the students hand them resumes and ask interesting questions. And at the beginning of the year, over the summer, when she realized she was going to be virtual, she was like, well, how am I going to do this? Because I can't have people come in. So I can't have people talk, and how are they going to hand the resume? And then about 3 days later, she realized, oh, wait a minute, there's all these people on my speaker list who used to not be able to come to campus because they were in Florida working at Disney, or they were in Europe working at a ski resort. So all of a sudden she realized that she had a market of students who were ready to get jobs anywhere in the world and could connect them to employers anywhere in the world. Think about that. What kind of speakers could you bring in if you don't have to pay for their flights, if you don't have to get them a hotel? The next one is deliver what they can't get. Interaction, interaction, interaction. Okay? This is a two-way media. If you aren't making sure that the people on the screen, the people who are attending the event are participating, then you're only using half of the technology. Think about what is the best thing that you could deliver right now to the students at Stockton and the students in your club organization. That's the question that you need to answer. All right. Next slide. Come on, there we go. Here's the next thing you need to know. The technology is on your side. 5 years ago, if we all would have been locked in our house, the streaming technology and video conferencing was not a reality. College students were not ready for this. Everybody didn't have wideband Wi-Fi in their home. The cell phone is probably a more powerful computer in our pocket than we all had on our desks 5 years ago. And the most important thing is because since March, pretty much everyone has been going to school virtually, including the freshmen who are doing it in high school. So the college students have already embraced this technology world. You don't need to sell them a new technology. The virus hit this world, sent everyone to be alone in their house, and the world did not stop. We continued to love, laugh, pray together, and everything. So that is on your side right now. Let's talk about some of the technology. And Lauren, you're still here, right? Because you're gonna have to help me out here. So yeah, Zoom. So Zoom, we're all Zooming. Stockton has embraced the Zoom. Stockton has made sure, and this was yesterday, we said this yesterday, so I don't want to be too redundant, but Stockton has purchased a Zoom Pro license for all of its students. So that means you can now set up unlimited meeting times, up to 300 participants. Zoom Webinar, they've given me a license for Zoom Webinar. So if you're trying to host a really big program, we can talk about that. Zoom Webinar is better for big crowds and performances because it's more of a one person presenting to a large audience. You have more control over keeping out like Zoom bombers and stuff, but you also have less interaction. So it's good for a big lecture, not as good for a little meeting. All right.
Let me also just chime in with that. One of the other things that a Zoom webinar is good for is that if you are doing some sort of performance, it's a lot easier to manage and make sure that the people who need to be heard are heard and seen, as opposed to needing to go around and mute all of your participants or hide the video of your participants. So Theater Club, for example, used a Zoom webinar for their Whose Line Is It Anyway program, which is an improv comedy show. Already it's going to be a little bit challenging to do something like that on Zoom, but it made it so much easier to have the Zoom webinar feature because they didn't have to worry about, you know, 16 boxes appearing on the screen or having to see where exactly the speaker was. They made sure that their 6 actors were the panelists that were visible to everybody, and that's it. So it's helpful, like if you're doing maybe like an open mic night and you know who your performers are, or if you're doing like an a cappella program or a dance showcase or something where you really want to make sure that you have your featured speakers or performers front and center. That's another benefit of Zoom Webinar. One of the other things, I took screenshots and I sent them to you, Jeff, but I can't find them at this moment. But basically, right now when we hide our videos, it just looks like you can see Renee and Melissa, their video is hidden and you can only see their name. When you're on a Zoom webinar and you go and hide your screen, the participants only see whoever has their video up. So like for Theater Club, for example, maybe they have 6 actors, but only 2 of them are doing each scene. If the other 4 were to hide their videos, then only the 2 people who are acting or performing at that time will be visible to the audience. So I know that's a little bit hard to explain without seeing it in person, but there are a lot of good benefits for webinars if you're doing some kind of performance.
Awesome. I'm going to go back to the screen share here. Oops. Stop the slideshow. There we go. I do want to talk a bit about Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is also in the package that all of the Stockton students have, and that's better for meetings and better for your club probably for some of the things. You get more people on the screen at the same time. I don't know what Zoom's max is. I think it's 16. It depends on your settings and things, but Microsoft Teams can put a lot more faces on the screen. Teams last longer than one event. All right, that's when you set up a team, that team continues to exist. So there's better file sharing and better chat, and you know, all of that is involved in Teams and a little better. But less people are familiar and less people have it installed. This is also important because it is Microsoft Teams is installed on pretty much every Windows machine on the planet these days, but it is not on a lot of Macintoshes. So, you know, you can put it on there, but it is native inside Windows. So just make sure that you understand, if you're going to Microsoft Teams, there are some benefits and there are some, you know, drawbacks. So other things you can try. Look, just because we have Zoom, just because we have this, doesn't mean that that's the platform that you should be doing your events on. Here are some other things that you could try. Launching a podcast. Everybody can have a podcast. Trust me, I have one, and I'm an idiot, all right? TED Talks, Fred Talks, a great way to share interactions with students is to get a lot of students and a lot of Stockton people to talk at the same time. Short little conversations. You all know what a TED Talk is. Why not do a Fred Talk event? We got to talk about Jackbox, Kahoot, you know, House Party. There are so many platforms out there that are happening right now for playing games online. My brother is a tabletop gamer, and he has every single possible game, like Dungeons and Dragons, Cards Against Humanity. My son is playing like a mafia thing on Steam with his friends. There are so many games out there that you could play with your as part of your programming. YouTube channels. Why not create a YouTube channel for your club? We've created one for student development, and all of these trainings are going on it. So why not start creating a library of videos from your events that you can show later? Netflix watch parties. I mean, everybody has Netflix. So, you know, promoting that you're all going to be watching at this time and, you know, joining in either maybe a Microsoft Team or a Zoom is a great way to have an interaction. Spotify, playlists, listening parties, all of these things are native to you and your friends, but how can you leverage them to do programming for your organization? I don't know. You're going to have to come up with it. But these are just some of the things you can do. And on that, I don't know, I'm going to take a moment and pause, and I'll let you guys open the mics and talk about some other things that you may have been playing with online or thinking about. Any other technology out there that you've been using? I'm going to pause.
I'm going to just chime in with a quick Zoom tip, because I know that I think at this point most students are familiar with Zoom. They know how to log in as a participant, but I'm not sure how many have actually hosted a Zoom. And so just a quick tip that when you are creating your meeting or your event to run, make sure that you are able to, when you start your meeting, go in through your Zoom account and click start this meeting rather than just clicking the participant link. Because once you do that, then you'll have access to using screen share and being able to mute people and hide their videos and things like that. Whereas if you're just entering as a participant, you'll have the same access as all of your participants. You won't be able to share your screen. So make sure that if you are the host of your Zoom, that you are going in through your Zoom account and clicking start this meeting rather than just clicking the participant link that everybody else has.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Instagram streaming and Facebook streaming is a reality that is a great tool. All right, I'll go back to the share here. Anyone else want to chime in on any kind of online stuff you've been doing? All right, we're going to keep going here. Back to the slideshow. So let's talk about innovating and replicating. These are not separate ideas. Innovation obviously means coming up with something new, and replicate means, doing something that has been happening. And where they cross over is a word that's called amalgamate. So if you think about innovate, what are the things you've never done? How can you change your past programs to fit into the virtual world? Speakers, concerts, career panels, craft nights, film discussion, trips, all of these things can be done in an online virtual world if you change it up a bit, all right? So how do you do a craft night? How do you do a film discussion? How can you do a speaker? There you go. So you can start to maybe see how you can do your older events in a new way, in an innovative way. Let's talk about replicate. What are the most popular things in the virtual world, and how can we steal their concepts? YouTube and Netflix are the two biggest dogs in online entertainment. They have more viewers than there are humans on the planet, just about, okay? And what are they filled with? Cooking shows, home repair, mysteries, true crime, history of current issues, okay? Reality drama. These are the things that are living in that online world, okay? How can we amalgamate them? How can we put them together and make them relevant to our community? All right. What about take-home craft kits? Seth has already done this a couple times. Speakers from around the world. I talked about my wife's class, about how she can bring in people. Trust me, there are professional speakers out there who are desperate to get a small fee from their house to speak to college students. The reason the fee is smaller is because they know that they're not going to get booked for the money that they used to get, which means right now you can book a speaker that you never could have touched on the same level of budget. All right? Panels, panel discussions. Have your faculty in, bring in those business leaders. Let's boost let's have real live discussions and boost our career readiness by talking about, hey, someday we're going to be interviewing for a job over this Zoom. All right? Travel without going anywhere. You can do it. There are online tours, escape rooms. I found the reality of online escape rooms the other night, and they were amazing. You can put all of this together and you can deliver it. Come on, next slide. Thank you. And let's talk about bringing reality into your virtual, all right? This guy over here, you can see his picture. His name is Duhan. He is a professional speaker, and he has gone online and he has done a bunch of really, really good lectures. You can see he's talking to college campuses. That's what I meant by, these professional speakers have really put together some good marketing and good things. So how can you do a hybrid event? Okay, how can you be virtual and live and real and make connections at the same time? Easy. Give small prizes for asking questions. All right. I asked everybody a question. Nobody said anything. What if I was giving something away? Take home kits with live Zoom demonstrations. All right. This is how you do a two-phased event. You could say, come get the cupcake kit. And then at 8 o'clock, log in to see how to make it. Or maybe it's at 10 o'clock, log in and show us on Instagram what you've done, and the best cupcake gets a prize. All right. Don't just host a Netflix watch party. Host a Netflix watch party and then have a room in the campus center where you go live with a couple of faculty members, socially distant and safe, having a discussion about that video. All right. Live stream a small in-person event. Maybe you can get 10 people in a room to watch that singing performer, and then stream it to the rest of Stockton. All right. There are very few people who are going to be able to watch an in-person event on campus. Why not hold a virtual event and then give away the 10, 15, 20 tickets that you have? Scavenger hunts. If I said, everybody in your house, go find a pet and bring it to your screen, it would happen because everybody loves to see your dogs on screen. All right. Or online. I've seen that where people have said, they've done searches online and said, okay, the first person who can find this piece of information or a picture of this, go. And then that's how they give out some prizes. Self-guided tours happen everywhere. Trips on your own are still possible. All right. So if you wanted to visit a museum, but we can't get there, they probably have a virtual tour. Or you can bring the tickets so that people can travel on their own. Hybrid events are real. Most importantly, I want you to make it special. You have to create some sort of interaction to make this feel like you're just watching a TV show. All right. Involve the participants, talk to them, have them talk back. Interaction is key. Health, wellness, and fun. I've already said this. People are bored. They're tired. They're Zoom tired. So you need to play games. You need to play some music. You need to do some icebreakers. If you used to have a meeting that started with 20 minutes of everybody talking about who's dating who and what you're doing later in the day, your meeting should start with 20 minutes of talking about who's doing what. All right? Laugh, talk, do everything you would have done in person in the virtual world. Prizes and surprises. Reward those that participate. Give code words. Give drawings, door prizes, real world benefits, discount codes. If I said the next person who does blah, blah, blah will receive a coupon in the mail for a free pizza from Domino's, you guys would kill yourselves to get that. Why? Because you can't afford a pizza? No, because everybody's stuck at home and you want to get a little something. All right. So think about how can you mail prizes? Virtual prizes exist. We have the whole thing. I think I have that on the next slide. Oh, no, I don't. Sorry, I didn't put that on a slide. But we can do virtual prizes. We can do virtual gift cards. We can do online prize receipts. You can spend your budget on those. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is marketing. Marketing is key to virtual events. There is no such thing as over marketing. Okay. Nobody didn't go see the Avengers movie because they're like, oh, I'm tired of seeing the Avengers on TV. Okay. I stole this right from this guy, Michael Kent. He's a professional in the student activities world. So promote your event using enticing questions. Do you know the biggest myth about the Stockton University? Join tonight and find out. That's how TV markets, all right? The hour before the event is the most important time for your marketing, okay? Because you don't have to put your shoes and go to the campus center to go to the event. People are making much more spontaneous decisions to attend an event. So sending that email out 10 minutes before to all your members. Don't forget, we're getting together in 20 minutes. Or Instagramming or tweeting, whatever it is that you're coming up with. That hour before the event is the time to do it, because people are going to open their phone and go, oh yeah, that's right, that thing is tonight. Let me hit join. Make the pathway to the event as quick as easy as possible. You know, like you just have to have one place where it's easy to find the link and join. Right now, we're suggesting it's inside the Osprey Hub. Inside the Osprey Hub, if you make an event and you make it for Stockton only, you're going to keep out the Zoom bombers, and every student knows where to find it. Continue to promote after the event is started. Use screenshots. Take out your phone, take a picture of the screen that you're working, and tweet it out and say, hey, everyone, the meeting is happening. The event is awesome. You should check this out. Use your other campus organizations to talk about the event. Have everybody in the event tweet about it. Ask your artist or your presenter to do a promotional video. Put that out on the Instagram. You know, quick cell phone video. Everyone can pop out their cell phone, put it on selfie mode and say, hey everyone, join us tomorrow. We're getting together. We're watching this thing on Netflix. See you there. Bam. Those kinds of viral marketing are going to work. All right. Offer promotional prizes. We already discussed that. You can do things like Most School Spirited, best Zoom background. All right. Here's another thing. Use tonight's event to promote tomorrow's event. Use today's gift to promote tomorrow's event. Offer incentive. You know, everybody who tweets this picture of this event using this hashtag gets put into the $5 gift card. All right. That's how you create viral marketing. By the way, if you want to learn how to do viral marketing, tomorrow we are having the next officer training series, Officer Digital Marketing Hotness, where I'm going to be telling you all about how to have a robust social media presence before you Insta or tweet about your event. You see, because no one's going to follow you and no one is going to see your posts if you haven't been posting in a consistent manner. So we're going to talk about how to get the algorithms of the big social media companies to work for you. All right. Oh wait, did Jeff just plug his upcoming event and the social media? Because we also have this on YouTube. You could go see the YouTube right there. During the program, I did. You know what's even most important? I'm going to be giving away a prize during that session. Yeah, I am. And you know how you're going to get that prize? You're going to have the code word. That's right. If you attended today, or everybody who attends tonight to this program, if they attend the Digital Marketing Hotness and they know the code word, they're going to be entered in for a prize. Yeah, and it's going to be a Wawa gift card. Yeah, Who's paying for it? Me. Not the university, me. So write this down. Make sure you go to the event. The code word is code word. That's right. The code word is code word. Know that at the Digital Marketing Hotness event, and you can win a prize. Everybody get that? So, officer training is still going on. There's the times where the Digital Marketing Hotness is going to happen, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. We're also going to be doing advocacy in the digital world on Wednesday. We're also going to be talking about financial procedures, lots of events going on. I want to make sure you get them all, since I'm plugging events anyway. I'm also going to put in a plug here for University Weekend. We are doing University Weekend. It is still happening because, like I said, virtual events still happen and the world is still going on. We're just going to do it to go. So if you have any ideas about any University Weekend events or any ideas coming up for any events, University Weekend would be a great weekend to try and throw that event. Next week, we also have the virtual Get Involved Fair. Very important. You can start practicing. If you're going to have an Instagram account that you're going to start using a lot, if you're going to have a YouTube channel, this is the time where you're going to be able to meet a lot of people and push that channel and get those likes and get those follows. So that's why we're doing author training this week. We're training you now to get you ready for Involvement Fair so you can get members, so that way by time University Weekend rolls around, you can throw those awesome events. Here's the deal, and we're going to wrap on this one because we only got about 13 minutes left before we're going to the next program. The first one through the wall always gets bloody. I cannot guarantee that all of your events are going to be awesome in the virtual world. We're going to fail, but failure is learning. And if you learn to adapt, you will succeed. Because remember how I started this? I started this by showing the video from Trolls. I'm not going to give up today. There's nothing getting in my way. If you knock me over, I'll get back up again. Something goes a little wrong, well, you can go ahead and bring it on, because knock me over, and I will get back up again. This is the mantra for online learning, for online events. You put it out there, you put it out there, and you put it out there. And if you're the first person to do something cool, the next time you do it, you'll get a bigger audience. And the next time you do it, you'll learn how to do it a little better. And the next time you'll do it, you'll have more of an audience. And as people learn that going to online events is cool, we're going to get more and more people. Wait a second. I can see through your games, Jeff. You used all those techniques on us today. You're absolutely right. I Miyagi'd you, which shows how old I am, because most of you probably have never seen that movie. You thought this was a workshop? This was a program today. We sang songs. I made you move. I made you turn on your cameras. We focused on learning a skill that you all needed, and I had the ability to teach. There were surprises. There were plugs for future events. We interacted. We didn't meet each other too much because nobody asked any questions, but we tried. Again, we tried. That's the important part. Thoughts, questions. I'm going to open up the microphone. I'm going to open up the chat. I mean, it's always been open. Feel free to jump in and say anything you want to here. Think it was dumb, think it was great, chime on in. I'm going to hit the stop share button so we can see each other. How's everybody feeling? That makes sense to everyone? I see there's stuff in the chat I couldn't see. Oh, we're talking about how to get the Zoom. Awesome. Everyone going to tune in? Everybody remember the code word for Thursday? I hope.
Code word.
Code word. The code word is code word. I'm also going, now that I learned that we can play Cards Against Humanity online, I am definitely hosting a Cards Against Humanity workshop. All right, if we don't have any other questions, let me do a quick share on the last slide here. Oops. Come on, where's the share button? There it is. Here's the final slide, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Jeff. We're going to be here every day teaching you how to do stuff. From noon to 1, we have that open Ask Me Anything Advisor, AMA. So find the links inside Osprey Hub, and really, whatever wacky, crazy plans you have, we're going to try and do it. We're going to figure out a way to do it. All right.
Oh, Jeff, before we wrap up,
go ahead.
let me grab the attendance link and put that in the
Attendance
chat.
link. Thank you. I
Hang on
forgot.
one
to do
second,
that.
everybody.
You don't everybody log off yet.
Osprey Hub has a great new feature where you can grab the URL from your event page and put it in the chat. And once you click on that, it will automatically log your attendance for today. So if everyone can just do me a quick favor and click that link, and then it will appear on your Osprey Advantage. So, all right, I think I'm going to go and hop over and get my program started up. I hope to see many of you there.
All right, I'm going to push the stop button. Go back to Osprey Hub, find Lauren's program, jump on in.
Cool.
Thanks for
See you all
coming,
soon.
everyone.